Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing? All right, y'all know we gotta do housekeeping first. So if you come in, you can tap that follow button if you on Facebook. If you can subscribe, if you on YouTube. Also, if you on YouTube, if you can hit that thumbs up for me. And then throughout this conversation, throughout the live, you can just tap those reactions. Let me know you're here. Let me know how you doing, what you're up to. Let me know you're in the building. Also, please feel free to engage in the comments in the conversation, but stay on topic. That's the thing. You have to stay on topic, right? Like you can't be in the comments talk about you looking for a wife and we this and the dating stage. So yeah, that's what I mean by stay on topic. Also, make sure that you subscribe to my channel on YouTube and follow if you see me on Facebook. One more thing, if you could please go and share me out, I would appreciate you. I'm going to go share myself and I will be right back. I'm going to just mute the mic. I'm up here talking and the mic was muted, y'all. Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing? So today is Monday, but I'm going to start getting into some of these questions. Remember, I told y'all we was going to start getting into these questions. Good morning, Eric. How you doing? Also, one of the things I noticed, listen, y'all folks really don't like when people don't show their face when they come live. Y'all really don't like that. I didn't realize it was so many people, y'all, that really prefer you to be live when you live, like your face showing. Y'all know I don't I be using my when I first started I always went live, but then everybody started using photos and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's a good idea because then my hair be all over my head, but people can't talk about that, right? So I started using my little bubble. But y'all really like people to be live, like to talk to you on here. So, okay, I'm going to give y'all what y'all want. You see, I put a little hard brush on my hair, ain't put no gel on it. So if the wind blow, it's going to stick up again. But yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind showing my face on here. I just, like I said, because that what people's doing, it just made sense to me. It was a lot easier to jump on live and hit the live button when you just got a photo up there. Then, So, but yeah, y'all really I guess, I don't know. I guess it's a lot of lying and a lot of stuff like that going on. People don't trust people, right? I got my own trust issues, but I don't care if people show their face. Now I could care less. So I get it. Plus, you see people face and make it easier to figure out who they are, right? Y'all ain't fooling nobody. Let's be clear. But it ain't nothing you can see. You want some CeraVe? I got some CeraVe over there, and some Kleenex. Y'all want some Kleenex? And then I got my little box of my good stuff. You see it over there. But you're welcome to see what you want to see in here, child. It ain't nothing to look at. I be sitting right here in my chair. This is why I sit every time I go live. Unless I'm at my over there where I do my waxing and stuff. But anyway, good morning. Good morning. So listen, y'all, last year. No. That's a lie. We in 2025. So in 2023, I set up an email and started asking people, good morning, welcome, y'all coming in. And people started emailing me questions, right? And I just never got back to real life with April. And I never got back to it. And I've been saying in 2025, I was going to get back to it. So because I want people to continue to send questions, because I like to engage with the people that want to know about me. John, I do not send any friend requests from this page. This is a professional page. Only you can follow me, not the other way around. I'm doing all right. Stanley said, hello, how am I doing? And that he hopes everything is good. Cool. Everything is good. Thank you for asking. So one of the questions I got was about why I never show my face, why I always use a photo. So I was like, oh, okay. So y'all don't really like that. Okay, we don't have to. I don't care either way. I don't mind showing my face. I show my face in all my other content. So I don't mind showing it when I go live. It really was just a convenience thing, if I'm really clear. So anyway, one of the other questions I got was about, because for those that don't know, we're a blended family. So my husband has children and I had children when we got married. So we're a blended family. Well, it was a little different from my side because I was single. Neither one of my children, I was not with either of their fathers. BSB had been married and been through a divorce, but he had 3 children from his marriage. So, and they were older, they were older kids. They were teenagers. The daughters were. The son was not a teenager yet, but, and, so they knew their mother and their father. So for them, the transition was a lot different. Not just that, their mother and me, night and day. Their mother has passed away since me and BSB got married. Okay, so she's not even alive anymore. But she caused a lot of trouble, a lot of problems because she didn't want them to like me, which I guess is understandable. Some people like, well, you got to understand that, but really, no, I don't understand that because y'all wasn't together anymore. If you still mad about somebody you aren't with no more, moving on, you might not be as over them as you think you are. That's my train of thought. Listen, that's just how my mind works. That don't mean that's the facts or the truth for everyone, but my mind, when somebody can't get over somebody, it's because they still want them. That's all there is to it. I don't get, can't nobody tell me no different. You wish it was you, right? So it was a lot of confusion. It was a lot of, and she put the kids in a position where they felt that they had to choose, right, between um us and her. That was really unfair. So it was a really tough transition in the beginning, blending everyone, um getting all the kids together. Again, we're talking about teenage kids. My daughter was Summer was 14. Jonathan was 12, getting ready to turn 13 that year. So they were older, but I wasn't with neither of their fathers, right? And their fathers weren't really active in their lives. So it was really easy. So all the kids understood, and the kids had all of those teenage hormone. It was a whole lot of layers, right, that affected that transition when we all came together. But I can honestly say today, sitting right here today, and it's been that way for years, even when their mother passed away, I helped with the taking care of all of those things that come with that, because they weren't very young, but they were very young. Um, they weren't even all adults when she passed away. So I took care of that. I helped the older daughters who were adults deal with it. Of course, I didn't have no say so. BSB don't have no say so nothing. We not next to kin. We not nothing. Literally was helping because it was them and they didn't have anyone else. So I stepped up and said, hey, I got y'all, right? I think that was kind of a turning point for us. Then, before that, Kyra got married. And so when we went to the wedding, I just kind of jumped in, right? Because at the end of her life, their mother had some addiction issues. So she wasn't at the wedding. So I did not want for Kyra to feel that, right? I didn't want her to, although there was nothing I could do for the fact that her mother wasn't at her wedding, I didn't want her to feel like she wasn't the bride, right? That her wedding day wasn't about her. So I jumped in and I made sure that that was the day, right? Everything what she wanted, I made sure that, it was important to me to make sure she had that. So that was a turning point. And then their mother passed away. So, they had to grieve the loss of their mom, but in that, they realized that I wasn't their enemy. I wasn't the problem. And then as they have gotten older, they have asked me very direct questions about the things that their mother may have told them or different things like that. You know what I'm saying? In that time that they remember. And they've been asked very direct questions. I don't mind that. I've always taught my children and anybody else around me, baby, you want to know something, just ask me. Because I very well could have said it and you misunderstood it. I could have said it and I could have been not said it in the best way. So just ask me, right? You just ask me. So they asked me very specific questions. They thought that I was the reason their parents had gotten a divorce, right? The mother threw all of that on me in my lap, which is crazy to me because no one else can cause a divorce. No one else. If you get divorced, it's the two people in the marriage that get the divorce. No one else can cause a divorce. no one else can cause a divorce. It's the two people involved that get divorced, right? It's just that plain, that simple. Baby, I can't see them comments for nothing. That glare on my glasses be bothering me. That's why I keep moving my head around. So, no, that don't fix it. Let's see if I do it like that. That don't fix it. I'm trying to see where I can move it, the camera, so it get it, but nothing works. Yeah, I don't know what to do about the glare on my glasses. Guess I can Google it later. Anyway, so they wanted to know, and I had to explain to them, absolutely not. Your mother and father were divorced before I came back in the picture. I didn't have nothing to do with none of that. I was hundreds of miles away, not up the road. I wasn't even in the same state. So I had to explain that to them. And as adult, they can hear it, they can understand it, but then they have to process the fact that their mother lied to them and was misleading and resentful and wanted to use them to hurt their dad. See, there's a lot of layers to it. And I'm the type of person who, let's peel them layers back, right? It's a big old onion, baby. It's enough for all us to cry. And that's how stories go, right? It's like a big onion you peel back, and it's enough to make everybody in the story cry. Good morning. Hello, y'all. Welcome in. I'm doing well, Alex. I hope you're having a great day too. So, we process and we have a relationship now. I mean, they call me, they talk to me. It's nothing, it's not a contentious relationship. We have a relationship. So that was one of the things. For one of the things that were tough for my kids, right, when we blended everyone together, was they were used to a very set structure. I ran a very tight ship. Everything had a place, a purpose, and a reason. And if it didn't, it ain't getting no time. So when BSB is a lot more laid back and relaxed than I am. And when I say a lot, I mean extremely a lot more laid back and relaxed than I am. I'm talking about night and day. And so that was an adjustment, I think, for me and the kids, because I was like, wait, what? No. That ain't what they do. No. They don't. No. Because I had been a single mom up until that point, 14 years. And I had a system in place that worked. Why is you trying to come here and change it? It was kind of crazy. But it was an adjustment, right? Because when I got married, that's my husband. So we want to hear what he have to say matters, right? He the leader of our home. So, but we're night and day. So we had to change. I think that was kind of some of the toughest changes for me, was because all of that with his ex, I expected, because she was just a bitter human. She really was bitter and mad, and she didn't want to take accountability. So she didn't want to take accountability for her faults in their marriage failing. And to be clear, I never got involved. I never, I ain't had no, that's above my pay grade, outside of my lanes. I'm not doing it. So when I didn't get involved on that level, I never told him how he should handle her or anything. I just didn't. That wasn't my business. See, I'm very much the type of woman who, I really don't mind business that ain't mine. I don't care who business it is. If it ain't mine, I don't bother. I'm that way with my children. Sometimes I know my adult children be lying to my face when I'm talking to them about something. I know they lying. But for whatever the reason is, they don't want to give me all the information yet. They going to, it's coming, because eventually they gonna come to their mama and tell their mama everything. That's what happens, right? Or something happens and all the truth spills out, so then everybody know anyway, right? That's what happens. But I don't force them. They are adults. They only have to share with me. I don't care that I'm their mom. They only have to share with me what they want to. Now, I do ask follow-up questions always. And that's just it. But that's kind of how it was to blend our family. It wasn't easy. It wasn't what's wrong? Girl, I thought your chest was hurting. So you have to, sorry, I was talking to my daughter. You know, we're a multi-generational household. So my one of our daughters and one of our sons lives with us full time. And my son is married and has a child, but we all live together. So, and that is the plan forever. That's not like they just live in here till they get on their feet. No, we're planned to have a multi-generational home. So they will continue to live with us, and they'll take care of us as we, continue to grow beautifully aged as we mature in number. They're going to take care of us. So anyway, also, Zane has, I have an 11-year-old who is autistic and has several other diagnoses. So he probably will always, he probably won't ever live independently on his own. I should say he can be independent, but not necessarily on his own. So we're planning all of that future ahead. That's how we're going beautiful. That's how we're going forward, right? So, but blending a family, I think the key to putting two families together to blending a family, I think some keys to that transition. One, the adults need to be adults. Two, the kids. You have to remember that they're children. How everything that they feel and everything that they think, although valid and they should be heard, does not necessarily make sense. Okay? So you as the adult have to tell them and help them to understand what is the real situation, what is really going on. You can't expect a child to hold and handle adult conversations the way adults do. We all know that adult that can't have adult conversations and they in their 50s. We all know that 50-year-old that cannot have an adult conversation. So, you kids don't have any business having an adult conversation, because kids cannot absorb all of those processes, all of those thoughts. They can't understand all the different layers to adult issues. So it's really unfair to expect them. But are you a really nice lady? No, I'm not looking for anybody, and I'm not nice. So both of those are wrong, John. I'm not nice, and I'm not looking for a nice guy. I have an amazing husband. However, I'm not nice at all. My husband called me Angry Smurf. Just saying. I don't care, but he does. So, anyway, so it's not fair to expect that from the kids, right? What is fair as the adults in the situation is to make sure that you're consistent. Make sure that they know, regardless of everything, what it looks like, they're loved and they're heard. Hear them, listen to them. It doesn't mean that what they saying gonna make sense, but you need to listen to them. I think a lot of parents fail to do that today with their kids. I have always been the type of mom to ask 100 questions. My kids be irritated. I'm talking about you can see the irritation on their face, irritated with me. Good morning, Gamers World. How you doing? I'm talking about they be, baby, they don't, but listen, you gonna tell me. I want to know. I need to understand. So when we were blending our families, that was really something that was important to me. That was something I had already established. Like I said, my oldest daughter was 14 when BSB and I got married. I want to hear you. I want to hear what you have to say. And I made this clear with all of our children, even BSB's children, because BSB has a daughter that is 2 months older than Summer, than my daughter. So I made sure, thank you, Selena. I made sure that I listened and talked to all of them. I'm still that way. Like when my children are mad with one another, I always know it. Because they all call me and tell me about it. They know I love petty shit too. Because listen, there is no argument like a sibling argument. Baby, if they not petty, especially when it first start and they're good and mad. So I be the mama on the phone because BSB children, you know, as I said, their mother passed away. So his children call me Mama April. And my kids, of course, call me Mama. So they all call me Mama. Just 3 call me Mama April. I be like, what? That's what happened? Y'all, when I tell y'all I be on the phone like we watching reality TV, all in the tea with my children when they arguing. I be like, what? Now, you know you shouldn't have said that. And don't let them be arguing with their spouses. Baby, I be in it too. But I got 100 questions. I talk to my kids. I want to understand. I know you mad. I know you saying all of this stuff. Listen, I'm finna be 48 years old. I know you saying all this stuff because you heated right now. But you all right? I be asking. Listen, I be knee deep in they shit. I ain't lying, y'all. I be right there petty with them. And I don't never tell the other siblings what nobody say. I don't never do that. I don't have that right. If you don't tell them, baby, I ain't gonna tell them. I don't know. You ain't said nothing to me. I ain't heard nothing. That's how I act. I don't care if what they tell me make me mad. Because listen, my children like me. They live their life and they don't care what they say. Good morning, Cheryl the Pearl. How you doing, beautiful? Listen, they don't, and this is with all of our adult kids. We have 6 adult children blended between me and BSB. There's 6 adult kids. Every last one of them get petty on my phone with me. We do. Chabu. We talk about the people they work with. We talk about spouses. I even talk to I have 2 son-in-laws. 2 of our daughters are married. So I have 2 son-in-laws and a daughter-in-law, Larice, that she live here with us, my son's daughter. I talk about my children with all 3 of their spouses. I do. Call me. What they did. Yep, that sound about right. Now you know they're crazy. You know they're crazy. So listen, don't push it too far, cause you done got bopped upside your head and we be trying to figure out what happened. Then we got to go to court and shit. You know what I'm saying? Then you voted out the family. So don't cross no line. You don't want to get voted out of our family, baby. It's fire over here. But don't get voted out. Because you can. They know. I ain't going so far about my crew. But that's how, so as a blended family, that's how it works. I'm going over questions people have sent me and asked me about different topics I've talked about. So I'm going to get into the questions I've been sent. So that's what we're talking about right now. Someone asked me about how it was blending our families when me and BSB first got back together, because you know me and the person who asked this question obviously follows me and I know who it is that asked the question. But me and BSB, for those that don't know, me and BSB met back in August of 1995 in Great Lakes. We both had just graduated boot camp, and I was in hospital corps school, and he was on the other side of the base in school. And we met in the base club on a Friday night, and we left. We danced to one Luke song at the club, one Luke song at the club, and left and went to the hotel. That's what the hell happened. One Luke song, we went to the hotel. So anyhow, um, so then in October, we were inseparable. I knew he was the love of my life. At the time, I was really, really tainted. So I was really, really I was full of hell. Y'all know I aged out of foster care. So I was coming out of the system. I went into the military. You know what I'm saying? I had just graduated high school in June of 95. It was crazy. So anyway, the Navy gave him orders one way and me orders another. And I went to sea school and he went to the fleet. So we went our own ways. Then in 2010, we saw each other again in another club, except we was in Virginia. No lie. Ain't no lie. I ain't lying. And when we saw each other, it was like not a day had passed. It was, like I said, I knew. But if I would have married him in 95, we could have never made it because of the man my husband is. Either I would have destroyed who he is because I had not healed myself, or we just wouldn't have made it. And I couldn't imagine him not being in my life. So sometimes God do just what he need to do. And I had 2 children, miscarried a set of twins in that time frame, and he got married and had 3 children. I always tell people good people are in Gamma. When listen, that's where we met, right there in the base club, Nitro. I don't know what it's called today. Might not even still be open on base. I'm sure it is, though, in Great Lakes. But at Nitro, that was the name of the spot back then. And yeah. So, but I think it's good. I think it's better people at the bar than at church. I ain't gonna lie now. At least the people at the bar being truthful about who they are. Most of them people at the church are lying like hell. They lying. I don't care. You go to church, but I guarantee you, I'm sitting right here. You know a bunch of liars at church. Period. Hello. But yeah, I agree with you, man. I don't tell nobody, oh, you need to go here or there to meet somebody. I honestly believe that when you meant to meet someone, it happens. I believe I honestly believe in my heart, know that what is meant to be will be. I don't believe that, hey, how you doing, Trump? Good morning, happy Monday. Gamma said, my deceased husband, I didn't know that, Gamma. And I met in a bar. He was the best I ever had. It's just, listen, when you meet somebody at the club, at the bar, they straight chilling. Drinks is flowing. Music is vibing. You chilling. You with your homies. You might be by yourself. Listen, I went to a bar or a spot a few times by myself. If I need to get out, I'm going to go. I don't care who go. I'm going. But you just there, you just yourself. So it's such a different environment to get to know someone or to meet someone. Now, I'm not saying everyone is there. Listen, it's a lot of hoes at the club. I was one for years at the club. You understand me? I wasn't looking for no committed nothing. I didn't commit to Jesus, much less anybody. That's just what it was. I got 2 children. Actually, and the twins I miscarried, I got 3 different baby daddies, but only 2 living children, and they each got a different baby daddy. I don't do the same dumb shit twice. I don't do it. But it just worked. And when we met in 2010, BSB was going through his divorce. They was already filed. They was living separately. They was just waiting because of the rules where they were divorcing, and they had children and different things like that. BSB was active duty. And so there was some rule, but they were already separated and divorcing when we ran into each other. And I made it very clear, baby, listen, you come find me once that's done, because I don't do dumb shit. And I don't do that. I just know, you let me know when y'all. And that's what happened. But he told me, he said, you won't get away from me this time. In May 2011, he put a ring on it. We was married. But the thing is about blending a family, like I said, now I'm going to move on to my next question. I just want to reiterate this. When you blend in a family and 2 families are coming together, the keys are consistency. Make sure everybody knows that they are loved, they are valued, and that what they have to say and how they're feeling matters, as long as you can do it respectfully. Even children can understand those type of boundaries. So that sets boundaries that go across the board for everyone involved. The other key is never put the children in the adult business. Never. Always remember, those are children. I don't care how old they are. I don't care if they're 17 years old. They still children. And as the adults and the parents in the situation, it is all of your responsibilities to make sure that it is a fair transition for everybody. Okay, so the next question I was asked was about another question I was asked was about what I did when I was active duty, what I did when I was in the military. The way this was kind of worded, I kind of like, they was kind of questioning my me being a veteran. Baby, who lied about a 214? Why would I lie about being a veteran? I don't have to lie. So, I actually, when I went in the Navy, I knew I was going to go in the Navy. I knew that I had to get away from where I had grew up. Y'all know I was in foster care. So, I aged out of foster care. What that means is that I was in foster care until I was an adult. So, I left 4 days after I graduated high school for the United States Navy. I went to Great Lakes for boot camp. Then I also stayed in Great Lakes for hospital corpsman school. That's where I went to hospital corpsman school. Then when I graduated from hospital corpsman school, the top of my class, so I got to pick the C school I went to, as long as I passed the test to go there. I went to aerospace medical tech school, so AVT school. So I went to Pensacola, and I learned how to be basically a hospital corpsman with squadrons and flight surgeons. So that was what I did while I was active duty. I was an aerospace medical technician at AVT. So I handled, all these plane crashes they've been having, like that Black Hawk with American Airlines in DC, the crash in San Diego, those military crashes. What I did when I was in the Navy is I handled the mishaps. I was the one that helped with the investigations, figuring out what happened, what went wrong, how we could fix it so this shit don't happen again. That's what I did. I worked one-on-one with flight surgeons in clinical settings. So we would have sick call. I would see patients when they would come in. It's like an urgent care, right? Sick call in the Navy is like urgent care to civilians. So people who had just got sick and didn't need to go to the ER, they would come in. It would be open bay. So people just come in, check in, they just get seen. So it'd be a whole list. It might be 30 people got to be seen. But I would see them, diagnose them, put their prescriptions in the computer. They'd go to the pharmacy and picked it up. When my flight surgeon came in, my lieutenant or lieutenant commander, whoever came in, they would look over the chart and that we keep moving. So I did flight physicals. That was also part of something I could do, that I was trained and able to do. So then that was what I did in the Navy. That's what I did. That's it. That's all. I have top security clearance. There's nothing I can't. I really have a whole lot of access. I had a lot of access. But yeah, so I loved it. I enjoyed it. It was beautiful. I enjoyed every minute of it. I saw the world, and it didn't cost me anything except a couple of duties. That's it. That was it. BSB was also a hospital corpsman. This was in the thing to talk about, because we're two veteran household. They mentioned that in the question. He was also a hospital corpsman. BSB, however, was a FMF corpsman. That's a Fleet Marine Force corpsman. So for those that don't know, the Navy and the Marine Corps operate as one. So the Marine Corps is like our little brother. That's how it works. Good food, positive energy. Hello, beautiful. She said, hey, chat. She said, hey, Gamma. So BSB actually was with the Marines. He was Marine Regs. He essentially became a Marine. He was the corpsman he was their doc. So that's what the Marines called BSB. He was their doc. He took care of them. He's very trained in combat and suturing. He can save your life and take enemies out at the same time. He is trained. So that was what he did in the Navy. So I did not retire out of the Navy. I did not get a medical separation. I got out. My time was up. BSB, however, did all his 20. He retired. So, I do qualify for the VA. I get all my I don't go there though. I do not go to the VA for any treatment. I don't have to, because thank God for BSB, we have TRICARE. So I use TRICARE Select and see civilians. That's my choice, and that's what I do. So BSB does go to the VA though. So he goes to the VA, and then for things that aren't covered in his claim, because BSB is 100% disabled, total and permanent, from the VA. He goes there because they treat all of the things that are on his claim. So if it's something that's not on his claim, then he sees our primary care physician. So he gets both, right? He dips in both pots. I could go to the VA. I choose not to. Thank God I don't have to. Gamma said, good food, hey. So that was what we did when we were in the Navy. I can't really, I ain't going to say no more than that, because like I said, I ain't going to talk no more than it, because I don't have to about what I did. But that was my job in the Navy. You can look it up. I went to hospital corpsman school. That was my A school. Then I went to AVT school, aerospace Aerospace, you heard me, medical tech school in Pensacola. That was my C school. And then that was it. And then as a civilian, I have always worked clinically as a nurse. But I also have my phlebotomy certificate, so I can be a phlebotomist tomorrow if I want to. I passed the MA boards, the medical assistant boards. I passed that while I was still active duty. I have all types of little shit I've just done just to say I could do it, right? Because I want all these certificates. But now I'm retired and don't want to do shit. Really, I just work for myself now. So, yeah, that was it. That was what I did in the Navy. I loved every second of it. I loved the Navy. I loved boot camp. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I was already kind of crazy. So boot camp didn't rattle me like it do other people. Good morning, Miss Beth. What you say, Trump? My brother was a fire. Hold on a second. Let me go back and see. Oh, there it goes. My brother was a fire control technician on the Ohio. Oh, okay. Listen, let me tell you something, Trump. And you gonna tell your brother I said that he go bust out laughing. So when we in boot camp, right? They take us in this little, it's a simulator like environment, right? But it's like a real, not a real ship, but it's a decom ship on the base, right? And they take us in there and they actually open these doors and it's a big ass fire on the other side of the door. And our job is to man it, right? We learn it. So we have to man the hose. So somebody holding the nozzle, but it's 3 people behind you holding the hose too. And that what, baby, listen, I ain't never in my life been pushed back. And I had fired all types of pew pews. Listen, I'm good with it. I'm a sharp shooter. I got stars on my ribbons. I'm real good at it. I can take one apart and clean it real fast, baby. So I'm real good at taking it apart, cleaning it, and reassembling it and pew pewing. I'm real good at that. But listen, with that, I don't know. I still to the day can't explain what the hell really had happened at that moment. But listen here, when that water come out of there, I ain't never in my life felt that type of force in my hand. It was obscene. And I was like, oh, hell no, who do this? So as when I had some friends, on the ship and stuff that worked at DC Central, different parts of the ship, right? Different departments. But listen, your brother real strong, ain't he? Gots to be. He was back then anyway. Listen, I know ain't none of us in the shape we was in back then, baby. Listen, you had to run 1.5 miles in under 11 minutes to get out of boot camp. And you have to run 1.5 miles every 6 months in under 11 minutes to maintain your standards for the Navy to get a good eval, not to get your ass kicked out of the Navy every 6 months. And I can run 1.5 miles in 10 minutes or less. At one point, I could do it in like under 9. But yeah, Lord, it's different. So that is funny. Baby, I'm up here right now thinking about, and I remember, because in boot camp, it's girls and boys. We don't mix together. So I will never forget it. Baby, we all talked about that. Like, we still, when we all get together, because I am still friends with some of the ladies that I went to boot camp with. Because there were some of the ladies, we went to boot camp together. Then we all ended up in hospital corpsman school together. Then we went to aerospace medical tech school together. So we were together for like our first 2.5 years in the Navy every day. So I still have and listen, 2 of them was on that hose with me. And when I tell you we all still laugh about that shit, we still laugh about it because the shock on our face. I don't know what we was expecting. I guess the water hose in the yard, but that was not what happened. That water come out of there for fires. And then they want you to sweep it. See, that was the funny part, because when it come out, they want you to sweep it right at the base of the fire. And when I tell y'all, it's a big fire in the room. The fire is huge. The heat is so intense. We all in gear, and you got to sweep. They want you to sweep. I could barely hold on to the thing. Y'all know I ain't but 5'1 1/4. Back then, I was like $130, $140. Baby, that thing, baby, it was something, y'all. Yeah, memories. Shout, I got some. And they good ones too. They's funny. Hello, Pat. Trump, you laughing at me, chat. I ain't lying though. I ain't lying. He was nuclear weapons expert. Okay, and works for the government on computer simulation for semen. Okay. Hello. Nuke, huh? I remember I scored on when I took my ASVAB. Because of my scores, they asked me, and I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to be a hospital. I knew that's what I wanted to do because I knew I wanted to go into medicine. I actually wanted to become a doctor was my goal. I just was a little too traumatized. I had too much, and I couldn't get out my own way enough to go to medical school. And so now it's too late. It's not an option. I damn sure ain't going to medical school at 48 years old. I know some people do it, but I ain't doing it. I just ain't doing it. I love retirement, and it ain't for me. The first paper they wanted, I'd be like, y'all can have this shit. And so I'm not going back to school. But yeah, so I knew I wanted to be a hospital corpsman, so it wasn't nuclear. And I know that some corpsmen go, you can be a corpsman and in nuclear medicine in the Navy, but I was not going to do it. I did not want to do that. Just like I didn't want to do what BSB did with the Marines, with FMF. I knew I didn't want to go with the Marines. So, some women do though. I just didn't want to do it. I have some friends from hospital corpsman school. That's where they went to FMF instead of like I went to AVT school. But okay, I love it, baby. Listen, oh, that fire was hot as hell. I know one thing I would never be, and that's a firefighter. If I don't never know anything else, that day would change my outlook on that permanently. I have so much respect for firefighters because, baby, I didn't want to do that when that fire was roaring like it was, and that heat was so intense, and then the pressure from that water, that nozzle. Baby, there's too much going on. I was so overstimulated, baby. Put me in the OR, in the ER. I'd rather work in the ER, the OR, labor and deliver. Ain't none of that type of stress. Not to me. Baby, listen, as a doula, it's easier than what that. I would never do that shit again. That was a lot of work. A lot of work. A lot of heavy work. And intense. They fly in your face and you want me to run in there. You a lie. I don't care what I got on. I'm not running in there. I'm not doing it. See, I'm the type of woman, I have a lot of respect for people who do things that I myself wouldn't do. Because listen, I'm brave. I have done all types of things. But I really do have a lot of respect for people who do things that I have experienced or have a idea about, and I know that I could not or would not. It's kind of like being a teacher. I have so much respect for educators because, baby, I would nut up in one of them classrooms. I don't care if they in kindergarten, if they in 12th grade, baby. I would nut up in the classroom. Don't put me in there. Listen, let me tell y'all something. When DeSantis, when they're talking about veterans at the school working, baby, when I tell you me and BSB looked at each other, we're like, baby, not us. We not going. No, man. Get somebody else to do it. Yeah. I don't give a damn what you think I know as a veteran. I don't know shit. That's what I know as a veteran is I've had enough exposure to know I ain't got no business putting my ass in them people's classroom. That's what I know. I tried substitute teaching one time. I remember my kids was little. Baby, that shit for the birds. I'm telling y'all, it ain't for me. I don't know who it for. And when I tell you I have such extreme admiration for quality educators, because baby, they the most underpaid people. That's the most underpaid job in these great United States. Educators, especially in public school. It's disgusting. For real. You ain't got to agree with me, but I said what I said and I mean what I said. I bet I'm going to get some questions. Go on and send y'all questions. Y'all know my answer. You go to the link tree pinned on the top of my Facebook page. Go to my link tree. There's an email in there. Feel free to send any questions you have to that email. Real Life with April will answer them. How are you today? I'm doing good, Tracy. How you doing? Brom, I do not send requests for friends. I'm in professional mode. You can only follow me. You're welcome to follow me, and I would be grateful to have you over here and engaging in my comments, but I cannot follow anyone. I cannot like or send requests to anyone. Trump said, you're a very interesting person. I don't know how interesting I am, but I am a little crazy. And I am very honest and transparent. Like, nothing can happen to me as an adult that is going to be worse than my childhood. I know it because I lived it. So I really just be 100% transparent. Like, what you gonna do? Whoop me? You gonna dox me? Please do. I don't have a job for you to call. Everybody I work for is myself. I collect 1099s, baby. I don't get no damn paycheck. Hello. So I really just don't care. And a lot of it comes because of what my childhood was and what I've been through. It can never. That's it. That's how. So I don't know that I'm that interested. I think I just am so honest and so open and transparent that's people just be like, what? Did she say that? She really talking about? Yes. I talk about all the time how I was. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you. So I don't know. I believe every experience I have ever had right now till today, and I'll be 48 years old in April on the 15th. Every experience from my childhood essay, apostrophe S, because it was more the first one, I was 8 years old, all the way to, like I said, to right now today, I believe every one of those experiences and exposures, whether positive or negative, made me who I am right now. And although there are some things on the outside I need to work on and change that I just want to get back to, like I'm starting to miss things that I used to do. And so I'm getting back to that. Other than those type of things, I'm very confident with me. And I know that another person can't move me. My childhood was created to destroy me. And it didn't. It didn't because God didn't allow it to destroy me. And so I just be talking about what I've been through. And my life has been kind of crazy in real life. Like my childhood was more crazy than most people's whole life had been in their 80s. Like when I talk to older people, because I talk to a lot of older people, I don't really hang around with younger people because younger people crazy, which I'm now an older people. So you know what I'm saying. But I love to understand things. I don't like to just know things. I love to understand things and the why. So I'm just a little different in those ways. But thank you. I'm so glad that you've been coming over here and hanging out. Trump, I really am happy to see you. I'll be happy to see you. I'm glad you come over here, and I'm glad that you like the page. Thank you for coming, supporting, and engaging. So that was what I did in the Navy. It's really easy. It's not that complicated. I know you can't really look it up because what I did, like I said, I dealt with things that weren't everybody business. But that's what I did in a nutshell. It's easy peasy. One of the other questions I will ask. So yeah, I said I was gonna do 3 questions, and we at an hour. I only did 2, so I'm gonna do one more because that's what I said I would do to myself. The other question I was asked was, excuse me, because this one's a little funny. Was about parenting because we have 3 boys and 3 girls, right? And they asked me about parenting male and female children, and if people ask what they want to know, and if I thought there was how I handled basically the double standards, the whole idea of gender roles, right? Let's be clear. Hold on, let me miss it. Hey Eddie, how you doing? So, no, we didn't have gender roles. Now, when I married BSB, I don't take out the trash. He takes care of that. I do not put gas in my car unless he is absolutely not available and I am about to walk, because he takes care of that. So a lot of things I don't do because BSB takes care of it, right? But with my children, with our children as a single mom, there were never any gender roles. Your sister could take that trash out just like you can, son. And listen, your brother can wash clothes just like you can, daughter. All of our children can cook. Now, they might not all can cook great. Everything they cook's not good. But every one of them can go in that kitchen and make a pot of rice. And I'm not talking instant. Every one of them can go in the kitchen and make a pot of rice. They all can cook eggs. They all know how to make a grilled cheese. They all know how to cook chicken. They all know how to make veggies and all of those things. They know all of those things. All of my children, not just the girls or just the guys. They all do. They all do laundry. They all mop floors. They all have a dish night. They all can take out trash. They all help clean out the car. Like, it was never a gender role. Like, no. Oh, your brother can get the trash. Hell no. You see that trash, take it out. You go wash your load of clothes. When our children were teenagers, they all had a day to do their own laundry. I told y'all, baby, listen here. Listen, I run my house like I'm a drill sergeant. Right now, today, baby, it's like a drill sergeant. Everything got a time, a place, and no. I can't operate, and I don't like disorganization. I don't like because I feel like, and it goes back to my childhood. This is part of my trauma, right? So, your traumas design you. Your experiences in life design you. when it's a lot of trauma, it still is designing you, right? So, like, I just have to have things have to be very organized, very much in place, because if it's not, then there's room for error. And error means I don't have control. That is a very, very unsafe feeling for me. So I avoid it because I know that it makes my mind, and it's not as much my mind, when I get in those places, I don't mind. I don't know. I know what I want to say, but I'm trying to say it without cussing like I want to cuss when I say it, y'all. That be part of it over here. I be trying to figure out how to word shit without saying all kind of mother. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my favorite word, y'all. Is mother. Y'all know I'm Bernie Mac legacy. I be cussing all the time, every conversation. So when I be live, ooh, it be something. But it makes me feel unsafe. And when I feel unsafe, I instantly go into survival mode. There's not a, oh, well, when it's chaotic or I don't feel like I'm in control, I go straight to survive. Straight to. I work hard every day. Every day is a battle for me not to live in a state of surviving. I fight every day to be who I am because I deal with so many different things, right? That come up, that show up, that they just part of my design. I can't undo it. I didn't do it to myself. I can't undo it, right? You cannot unring the bell. So, but there are certain things that keep me protected, that keep me safe. And I've learned these things over the years and through extensive therapy. I still go. I do. Sorry. I have to for me. And so I'm very rigid. And it's very much the same thing. Like, if you know my schedule, you're going to know exactly what my day consists of if you know me. It's just how I live, how I survive, how I'm my best self. Hold on, y'all. Let me block this spam because here you come bothering people. Block your paragraph right now. How y'all just come in here and write 4 paragraphs? Y'all got to have this shit already copied somewhere and you just pasted it. Got to. Who have time to type a whole paragraph? John Franklin. So, yeah, so I'm very much a drill sergeant. I'll never forget with my daughter, Summer, when she graduated high school. Her I can't believe she's been out of high school. This year will be 10 years. Jesus Christ, I'm old. So anyway, we were at a church, like a baccalaureate service, y'all. And they were presenting all the seniors, all of that stuff. And the pastor, when he talked to Summer, when he was talking to her, he said, because listen, he said, I know, because she was going away to college. She was going to live on campus, all of those things. He said, listen, I'm not really too worried about you because you were raised by a drill sergeant. So everyone that knows me in my real life knows that that's just, I don't have a lot of, now I love to laugh and have a good time and play and have fun, right? I love that. But I don't have a lot of play in me. So what I mean by that is when it comes to handling things or my responsibilities or who I am, I'm not playing no games. You said same here, Trump. Okay. I don't play no games about me, because I will go from what you see before you to jail or hell, and God can decide in a matter of less than a second. And I will literally just tear up shit, destroy it. I literally, when I get angry, I see red. No ifs, ands, or buts. Like I just, when I used to fight a lot in my younger days. When I tell you I used to fight a lot, like Shore Patrol and me was on a first name basis. They knew we here. Okay. But my therapist, I'll never forget, we were talking and she was like, when you fight, because I've fought so much, right? I was in high school. This one I was in foster care. I was still a kid. She asked me, she said, when you're fighting, what is it that makes you want to fight? Because I used to beat the hell out of people in my foster home, the other foster kids. Because they all thought, one thing about kids in foster care, and I know this now, we all got trauma. As kids, you don't see the picture, right? But we all got trauma. Baby, when I tell you I used to be in there just fighting folks, the first night I got to my foster home, I'll never forget it. We were still in emergency shelter, emergency care. One of the guys that lived there, one of the foster kids, he said something to me. I don't even remember what it was, if I'm clear, but I knocked him off the deck of the house. He fell about 3 feet to the ground. And I had just got there. I hadn't even got inside good. But when she was asking me, I was like, I don't really think about nothing when I'm fighting. I just want to make them bleed. Listen, y'all, my childhood was horrible. And I wasn't but about 16 years old. So I'm all right, Miss Betty. How you doing? So yeah, I really, so I work hard to maintain, and I work hard to make sure nothing throws me into a tailspin. Because once I spin, baby, we spinning out till it crash, baby. It's just a spin out. And then when it crash, I ain't gonna apologize. I'm not apologizing. Everyone in my life knows. Don't push me there. Because when I get there, I can't stop it. And honestly, that's the truth. There's a certain space when I get there, I don't have control of it anymore. I just look for more chaos. I thrive. I want more chaos. That's what my childhood consisted of. So I look for that. That is so unhealthy. So through therapy over the years, continuing, I have learned that I have control over getting myself in those situations most of the time. And so I exercise my right to protect myself. But I'm going to get off of here. I hope y'all enjoyed Coffee and Kief with me today. We're going to answer some more questions Thursday or Friday this week. I'm not sure. Y'all know I decide what I'm going to talk about on Coffee and Kief with me the morning of. And if y'all have any ideas, any questions, any topics you would like me to look into or to discuss, because I don't know everything. So sometimes I'll have to look into it. But I would love to do that. I would love to for everyone to know that this is for everyone. We all can talk. Y'all, what y'all have to say matters as much as what I have to say. If you have a question or you want to have a dialogue, an open dialogue of questions, send me a message. We'll set it up and you can come up here on StreamYard with me one morning on Koffee and Kief and we'll chop it up together. I don't mind. I would love that. I'm here to be transparent. I'm here to just be me. That's why I started Real Life with April. And that's what it's going to be. And I hope y'all have a great Monday. Zane went to school today. I didn't give y'all an update on Zane. Zane went to school today. Him and Two went to school today, but Two came back home. He's still throwing up, y'all. So he's still not 100% or able to go back to school yet. So, yeah, but Zane is back. We haven't had any calls or anything like that today. So, y'all have a great day, and I will see y'all in the morning. Bye.